This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Who's going down? This is Rasslin Rage. We'll do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
Cody here from Rasslin Rage, and I'm joined by DTA member Aaron Orion. All right, now, Kira Clan, DTA, kind of the same thing, right?
It's similar. Like, I think before like DTA had the steam that it had now,
Yeah.
Jack and I were DTA here.
Right.
And everything else is just kind of like, you know, everyone, deep fans, like hardcore fans knew that Alex was part of DTA.
Right.
But the main XICW members, they just knew Jack and I as DTA. And then they're like, oh, we want you guys to be part of Kira Clan. And then around that same time, DTA started exploding. Like, so then it's like when people come here, you hear the DTA chants. You don't hear like you don't hear like a Kira Clan chant, but you hear the DTA chants. Like, oh, we know these guys because DTA's everywhere. Kira Clan's exclusive to XICW.
Okay, awesome. Now, let's talk about DTA. So you are a veteran.
Yes.
So first off, thank you for your service.
No problem.
Now, down with 2004, you established DTA in Georgia.
2014.
14.
So like I went into the Army in 2013, and then I met Jamie Hall in 2014 through wrestling. Didn't know he was part of the Army.
Okay.
And he was the guy through the Army or through wrestling. I just met at a show, and he was like, "Hey man, like, you know, I'm stationed here too. I'm part of this unit, and." It's like, man, we should hang out and we should, you know, travel shows together and shit like that.
Right.
And I was like, oh, well, damn, because I had my friends in my unit, but I didn't have anyone else. Like, I didn't know anybody. I'm not good at making friends. Like, this is my face.
Right.
I look like a serial killer.
Right.
So, like, and so right then, like, we started hanging out outside of wrestling and doing just hanging out shit. We go to shows together all the time, and then eventually it was just like, man, we travel to all these shows. We have the military background. We're doing a lot of these like old school wrestling shows that like Georgia or the South has, like these old school.
Yeah.
And it was just like it wasn't our style, but everyone knew us as military members because like they had the respect for us being in the military.
Right.
So like, oh, Jamie Hall, he's in the military. The Vehicle City Villain, Aaron Orion, he's in the military. And it was like a big thing that like people appreciated. And we're like, man, well, what does Stone Cold say? Do what you do, turn it up to 10. Right. So who's Stone Cold? Stone Cold is Steve Austin, turn it up to 10. Okay, well, let's do that. Let's be the military and turn that shit up to 10. And then that's how Death Threat was born in Georgia in 2014.
Now, so it's born. So I know what it is now, and it's more than just a faction in wrestling. There's more to it. Because I'm friends with Alex. I've had Jack on the show. You know, I've also had other members on the show. But when you set out and you guys created DTA, did you intend on making it a platform to help launch some of the younger guys? Was that your intention, or did it evolve into that?
Yeah, like originally in Georgia at Fort Stewart, it was just Jamie Hall and I, and we were Death Threat. Right. And the fans became the Death Threat Army. That's what they addressed themselves as, is because we were in the Army, we were Death Threat, DT Death Threat, that's all we were. And then the fans are like, we're the Army, we're the soldiers of the Death Threat Army. And we're like, oh shit, dude, like Death Threat Army, that's you guys, that's the fans. And then eventually, promoters just were like, hey, Death Threat Army, guys, Death Threat Army. And then that caught on as a thing of its own. Coming home, when I knew I was leaving the military, I knew I was leaving Jamie back in Georgia because he's from Georgia. It was just like, I was talking to Christopher Saint, who's like, he's a, I don't know, probably 11-year, wrestling veteran now. He doesn't wrestle a lot anymore, but I talk to him on the phone every day. I broke my foot, and like I was just like hanging out. Couldn't do nothing. I was just like, I basically watched the entire, I watched every season of Game of Thrones. And one of my really good friends, Sergeant Ball, shout out. I sat in one of his spare rooms, and I just watched all the Game of Thrones. I talked to Christopher Saint every single day, and he was like, man, I want to come home and be able to get back, because at the time, I was a dude, it might be like it might be too late for us. Like I was approaching being 30 years old, and I just started figuring out like, man, I can be really good.
Right.
You know, and I wasn't really good when I left. I wasn't really good in Georgia. But it was like the building phases of leaving Georgia and coming back home. I started to understand things a little bit differently, of the marketing, of the branding, of how to wrestle or how to build matches to make it exciting or anything like that, like all the behind the scenes stuff of wrestling. And I was like, man, I want to be able to, if it's too late for us, if it's too late for me, if it's too late for Christopher Saint, let's figure out how to help those guys like Alex, skip, or like Adam Wick, skip that 7 years that we spent like like revving our tire,
figuring it out.
Yeah, trying to figure it out, not having, because like I had guys like Levi Blue or guys like Nitro Phil Monahan and Xavier Justice to say like, hey, this is how we do it, but that was their way of being as successful as they got.
Right.
And we wanted more, and so it was like I want to give back everything that I've gained from those guys and guys that I've gained, or from the information that I've gotten being on the road and shit. I want to be able to give back to the guys so they don't have to spend maybe those 7 years where at the time I was like, dude, WWE doesn't want a 30-year-old. At the time I'm thinking that, and then Bryan Danielson came, and then all these guys came, and now it's like when you're good, it doesn't matter your age. AJ Styles is 110 years old or whatever at this point. He's like 40-something or something. It was like, if you're good, it doesn't matter. People don't look at your age anymore. Like Hakeem Zayn is in Impact now. Raju, he's 750 years old. When I met him, he was 40 years old. Like I don't understand how he looks so young, but he's legitimately 42 or something like that, and he looks like he's 18. But they don't look at his age, look at his skill.
Right.
And his skill is he's phenomenal.
Yeah, he is. He's really good.
So it's like, but at the time I was like, man, it's too late for us. Right. So if it's too late for me, if it's too late for Jack, if it's too late for Christopher Saint, if it's too late for Jamie Hall, maybe we can get back to the guys that we believe in. And Alex is the first guy that Jack and I had met that we were like, oh wait a minute. Right now he's 110 pounds. He wears tie-dye tights or whatever the hell he's wearing.
But they pink or whatever they wear.
Yeah, but if we could figure out what makes him special that we see that we don't know, we just know he's special. We don't know why. We don't know what I see. Like I can just see it. Like I was like, man, there's something about him. He did a run-in. We just needed 3 guys, and we used Adam Wick, Billy Ray Daniels, and Alex. And we wanted Adam and Alex to start coming out on the road with us and doing stuff. And Alex said yes, and Adam said he wasn't ready yet, and he went back to his home promotion. Yeah. And Alex then Alex is at the weaponized fucking badass ninja Alex Weir that you know today.
Master Weir.
Master Weir.
Sobbing him, so what I love about DTA and what you guys are doing is that you're helping these guys, but you're also all the branding and all that stuff that you guys have on your DTA Facebook or on anything that you guys have going on for your marketing and your branding and stuff. That's all you, isn't it?
Yes.
That's so then you hand that down to the guys and then they use it for their stuff.
Well, it's like I always I always want everyone to be themselves.
Right.
Like I've never went to any of our guys from Jody Threat down to Alex, up to Karam, to Jack. I never went, hey, you guys got to wear DTA stuff. You got to say this. You got to do this. I never said that. I came to them when I thought that they needed something else, and I just gave them what I could give, which is, it could be 100% wrong. This is like, hey, I think you should do this, or I think this is it. Come with us. Hey, I can vouch for you at this show. And that's all I've done collectively. But it's just, if it's for the brand or above the rest, or like it's not a promise, it's a death, or all that stuff is just like they believe in it. That's why they use it. It's never been like a, hey, you have to use this. Hey, guy, hey, Alex, go out and say this. Hey, Karam, go out and say this. I want Karam to be the beast Karam. I want weaponized Alex Weir to be weaponized Alex Weir. I want the Black Diamond to be Black Diamond, and I want them to be successful. That's what makes Death Threat successful. Is because we're not here to push Death Threat. Death Threat is the afternote of being weaponized Alex Weir. It's the afternote of being the Black Diamond. It's the afternote of being the Vehicle City villain.
We haven't really talked a whole lot. You're busy, obviously. You work, you have a shoot job, plus you're a dad, wrestling dad, right? What's the name of that again?
Pro Wrestling Dad.
Pro Wrestling Dad. If you haven't seen it, check it out because it's hilarious.
It's on my Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. We figured out, some of them are older from like 2016, 17, and I just kind of recycled them because they went on a Pro Wrestling Dad Facebook page. Yeah. And at one time I was trying to keep them separated, and eventually I was like, man, I am Aaron Orion. Like, I am the Pro Wrestling Dad. I am all that. Like, that is me. So why would I make that separate? Yeah. And so then I re-put them out, and now me and my kids were making new ones to put out. And
that's good.
They're a couple years older now, and so now there's new dad problems.
Right. I seen that, and I'm just like, this is awesome. This is awesome. I love it. But what I like is I know Master Weir known him for a while. He's like my little brother. But with what we do in karate and teaching, and I have a lot of respect for what you're doing in professional wrestling for these guys like Alex. You know what I'm saying? And taking somebody like Alex under your wing and saying, hey, let me help you. That's awesome. And making sure that he's not getting out here and taking advantage of or whatever, And that's awesome. So I got a lot of respect for that. Yeah. Now, so you were recently on WWE. You were on Raw, right? And you were last man standing, basically.
Right.
So what was it like for you to, have a match, and not only have a match, but be the last one standing in the end, really?
It was like nerve-wracking because I was at a Pure Pro Wrestling show. We're warming up for a match, and I get a call from one of my best friends, Jake something, and he's like, hey, you gotta come to Raw in Chicago. And I was like, I can't, I gotta work. And he was like, no. Like, you have to be here because it's this. This is what they're saying, and they want us here. At the time, it was me, Palmer Cruz, Idris Abraham, and Jake something. And we're like, and it was all set up, and we're like, oh, it's like that. Like, oh, it's not just like showing up and maybe we'll be a security guard, maybe we'll do this. They're saying we're gonna go out there and do this. Like, and I'm like, okay, that's done. I'll be there. I'll drop everything. So we do that, and I'm not trying. I don't want to tell anyone because if it don't happen, then I'm an asshole. And so I don't say anything to anybody except for the people I need to make sure that the kids are being picked up from school and shit like that. And we get there, and it's so surreal because we get there at 2:00. And they're building the set, they're setting the ring up, and everything is just like, it's like clockwork. It's like watching ants. Just everyone is moving with a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Everything is labeled. It just comes up just like within hours. Just they build everything that you see on. They're bringing down the light scaffolding, putting their lights on, doing everything, and then we're sitting there in the bleachers, like in the stands, waiting to be told, yay or nay, and. They get us all down. There's like 20 of us or something, and there's only 8 spots. And they're just like, okay, we're gonna do you, and we're like, okay, sweet, like good, okay. I made the cut based on they wanted to see how is your this, how is your that, can you do this, how do you move around the ring? There's like a little roll around thing. Then we get out there, and this is they go to a commercial break. And now, spoiler alert, Kurt Angle is the masked conquistador, and we go out and we do the entrance, and then we do the entrance through the commercial break, and Kurt Angle's standing next to me, and I'm just and everything's dark when they go to commercial on Raw or SmackDown or whatever. Everything goes they turn all the lights off, and I'm just kind of looking around, and I'm just looking at everything, trying to take it all in because this is hey, let's say this is the only time, and. Kurt Angle looks at me in his mask and all that shit, and he just says, hey, take it all in, because before you know, you're going to be backstage, and it's all going to be over. I'm like, oh, shit.
Right.
And I'm just I'm trying to soak it all in, and then next thing I know, sure enough, backstage, it's all done.
Yeah.
And, in hindsight, I have all these, special moments where, it's Road Dogg, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, my favorite tag team. The reason I wanted to be a tag team wrestler, New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn, my favorite wrestler of all time, hands down, and Road Dogg. Road Dogg's looking at me in a suit saying, hey, you got to come up in this corner, and this is your moment. If you fuck this up, then we're going to stand Baron Corbin. You won't be able to say, hey, you're on Raw, you will be an extra. But if you come up in this corner, you have all this time where the camera's going to be on you and nobody else. This is your moment. No one will ever be able to take that away from you. Shit. I won't fuck this up.
Right. Well, that's that moment where it becomes real. It's right then when somebody like that, who has influential in your life, says, this is your time.
Right. And I'm just okay, I won't fuck that up. So I come up and then it's it's the claw, it's nonsense, but it's also I'm on Raw and 10 million people are watching, and I will be able to die saying everything that I loved, everything I gave, everything I sacrificed, every bump, every blood drop, sweat drop, whatever, all that bullshit. I did it, and I made it to that stage because someone thought I was good enough to stand toe-to-toe with Baron Corbin, the last man standing, all that, all that nonsense. And then, and it's because someone believed in me. And, so I can die saying that will never go away.
Right,
I will always have that moment.
That's awesome. And you can always, nobody, again, like you said, nobody can ever take that away. So going forward, you've been on WWE. Now you're also, there's the DTA. You're giving, you got that going on, but you're also giving back to people like Alex and stuff. But you're also training. You're also training younger guys too, right?
Yeah.
At a school, right? So would you like to talk about that a little bit?
So the Pure Pro Wrestling Training Academy, that's in Flint, Michigan. That's in my hometown. That's why it's so special to me, is because we came up from the MWO Michigan Wrestling Organization. I started there when I was 15 years old, and it's ran by Jason Klaus, and I will love him forever, because without him, there is a chance that there is no Jack Price. There is a chance there is no Aaron Orion.
Right.
And he gave us the platform to say, hey, we can make this, we can do this. And he gave us a ring, he gave us a building, he did everything to show us, hey, we can be wrestlers. And we moved on, and that's where I met Xavier Justice. That's where I started training at his school 10 years ago. And now 10 years forward, I'm one of the coaches at his school that now runs in my hometown.
It's a facility, don't they?
A whole thing.
Yes, I heard they got a
training area, 2 rings. The setup is like, I don't know how they got it. I don't know anything because, excuse me, but when I walked in the first time, I was like, how do they do this? How do they trick somebody into letting them do wrestling here? And so now that's where Tommy Vendetta, the Prodigy, that's where Karam comes from, and that's where Adam Wick, he came from the MWO and then moved on from the MWO and came to us, and then that's where he came as the Future Soldier, which was once Alex. When Alex first started with us, he was the Future Soldier, and now Adam is the Future Soldier, and he trains with us, and we also have students from the Pure Pro Wrestling Academy that are just killing it in general, and some of them just want to be. Some of them are here tonight. Like JP Ono, he's here. I can see him right now breaking down the ring.
Right.
And those guys, from my guys, the DTA guys, and just the PPW students, they're coming up the right way. Like I said, I'm watching them break down the ring of XICW right now.
That's awesome.
That's exactly what we want.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Now, so you're all over the place. You guys are down in War, you're down in Now, you're down in Ohio a lot. So, like, outside of Michigan and, say, Ohio and Indiana, are there other places that you're looking that that you want to go out and wrestle?
Like, right now, everything has kind of started opening up the last couple, I'd say 6 to 8 months now for me. Everything started kind of really opening up. Like, I've been in Toronto for Super Kick, one of the premier wrestling promotions in Canada, but also in Toronto. That's
the production factor is top notch.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, when I was in the Army, I was watching all my friends kill it there, and I was so jealous because we had nothing like that, except for FIP in Florida.
Right.
Jesus Christ, I'm going to die right here on the camera. But in Florida, in Georgia, we didn't have that kind of shit.
Right.
And I would watch all my friends and all these crazy highlight reels that Super Kick puts out, and I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. And I get there and I get the chance to do all the shit I'm doing, and and then I win the King of the Six Championship in a chain rope match, which is a premier match in the main event. I get to wrestle guys like Tyson Dukes, one of the best wrestlers to ever touch, 2 boots to a wrestling ring. And then I learned a different craft of how to present wrestling, and I brought that back with me back to Michigan, back to America or whatever, and they have that smash mouth party style that a lot of that works so well in atmospheres like XICW.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it doesn't work everywhere, but that's the good thing that I didn't make it there until I was 10 years in. So it's like I can bring out certain aspects of each style of being down in Georgia and having to wrestle like I was from the 80s, because that's all guys know down there, and then coming up to Michigan and be able to be here with guys like Nate Matson, and then going to Toronto and being guys like Tyson Dukes or going down to Illinois and the Glory Pro with Elgin and all that kind of stuff. All those guys influenced me so much of the style that I have. So it's like for us now we're coming up here at Journey Pro. It's Tommy Vendetta and myself. Going against Mike Seidel, Matt Seidel's brother, and his tag team partner, and we also, Tommy and I, tag in Super Kick now, and we have that coming up. We have Glory Pro, the premier wrestling in St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
And Tommy just debuted with Jake Something down there, and I'm on my own down there, and we're hoping, eventually to get Death Threat down there. Just as, we're hoping to get Death Threat in Chicago for, AEW. We're hoping to get freelance. I work for a freelance, and I want to build the brand there. And,
right. So you got lots of plans and a lot of places you want to go.
Hey, the places that I want to bring guys into. I want Alex. When Alex debuted a super kick, he had a dark match and he smashed it through the roof. Absolutely tore the house down. And then the promoter seen it, like, oh, this guy, that's a motherfucker I want on my show every single time. And then Alex has been there every single show, and we hope the same for when Jack comes. Jack gets an opportunity to be able to kill it. Josh had an opportunity where he wasn't even supposed to be on a show. Someone canceled, and Josh happened to be there.
Right.
And they're like, "Hey, do you got a guy?" I was like, "Hey, he might not be ready yet, but he is really good. And he's gonna be really good." He's like, "Hey, we'll take a chance."
Right.
Now Tommy Vendetta's killing that super kick. Him and I, Death Threat Army, killing that super kick. And that's the same as Jake knows that Tommy Vendetta is really good. Jake understands that Tommy Vendetta and the DTA have something to offer, and he said, "Hey, let me use that in Glory Pro or AEW." And so it's just like it's the movement, to quote the Lotus or quote Steel Lotus's gimmick here. Right. But that the idea that the Army is spreading is spreading like a virus at this point. Everyone knows, and everyone understands that if someone is saying, "Hey, you're part of DTA," if you're for the brand, then you're either on the way up or you're really fucking good.
That's awesome. I like that. So before we get out of here, I ask this question to everybody I interview, and this is a good one for somebody like you who's mentoring guys and training guys and stuff like that. What's a good piece of advice that you've received from somebody in the locker room or at a show or whatever, and for wrestling? And then what is one that you would give to somebody that's thinking about maybe coming into the business and getting trained?
For me, it's always always show up. Always give everything you got. Don't be selfish. Nothing I literally was just talking to guys backstage today. They had their debut matches for XI, and I pulled them aside and I was like, guys, it sounds corny or shitty because, Brian Cage says it, get your shit in. Yeah. But do it in a respectful manner. Make sure you go out there and show them why you're here. Show this is what you live for. This is what you're going to go and kill yourself for. You're going to knock years off your life. Show these fans. Show whoever's watching. If it's the promoters, the guys in the back, doesn't matter who. You're going to go out there every single time. You're going to try to kill it, tear down the house. No matter if you're first or you're last. If you're on the pre-show or you're the main event, go out and show these motherfuckers why you're here. Right. And that's what I tell every single person, because that's the philosophy that I live by. That's the philosophy that DTA lives by.
It's not a bad philosophy.
Yeah. Right. And I remember being 17 years old with Christopher Saint at the Walmart parking lot doing sprints in the parking lot and us saying that back and forth to each other because we wanted it so bad. We didn't know how to make it to the next stage. Wow. And they're like, hey, show them what you live for, because they don't know. These guys don't know you. These guys don't know Sam Beal. These guys don't know, these guys don't know Big Facts from Ohio, and these guys don't know you guys yet up here at XI. So when you get here, you got to show these motherfuckers, these fans, you got to show DBA, you got to show whoever's watching that you motherfuckers mean business. Right. And that's DTA every single match. Right. Doesn't matter if it's going to be Alex, it's going to be Adam, it's going to be Jack, it's going to be Tommy, Karam, myself, Jody. If you're on the show and DTA is on the show, they're going to give every single thing they have to make sure that match, their match, is going to be the absolute best match they can possibly give.
Wow, and so I know there's this. That's where your intensity comes from, then, am I right? Because I've had a lot of DTA, and I always tell them all, it's not intimidating, it's intense. You're very intense. Even sitting here right now, you're intense, but it's a passion, and you can feel it, and that's awesome. And I think that's really cool. Real quick, is that just like how you live life, in that intense kind of way? I know you're all about your kids too, so it's like
it's different because in life, wrestling is like you're dead Monday through Friday, and then Sunday or Saturday or Friday maybe, and for us, or Wednesday and Thursday, if you're lucky, you show up now you're a wrestler again. Right. And it's so easy to lose track of Aaron Orion. Aaron Orion was in the military. This is a badass dude. Right. But wait, now Monday I'm back at work. I'm pushing a broom. I'm doing this. I don't do that anymore. Luckily, Right. But it's so easy to lose track of what I just said. All that shit, me going off into the camera, me going off and yelling and screaming about it. Give everything you have until you have nothing left. I can say that 100 times when you're in the ring, and it's so easy to lose track of that in your day-to-day life. And my older brother said, like, figure it out. Like, make a way, figure it out, do something, make it work, or make a way to make it work. And I always, like, I remember that when I was just like a bum, dude. Like, I was like 18 years old. All I wanted to do was wrestle, but I didn't want it that bad. Like, I knew I wanted it, but I didn't know how to do it. So I was just like, spinning my wheels, like, oh man, like, find a way. This is what I was trying to get. Find a way. Or fucking make one.
Right.
And it's a joke, like, in the military community of guys who wear their dog tags when they're not in the military anymore. People say that shit all the time. Like, I have friends who always make jokes about it. But it's like some days you forget. Like, you forget that weaponized Alex Weir could literally start killing people here easy.
Right.
Like, he's a ninja. He's a master black belt.
Amen to that.
And he goes out and he's working at Starbucks or Big B or where the fuck he's working now. And he forgets that this is a bad motherfucker, man. And don't forget that just because you're not in a wrestling ring, it's really hard.
Right.
Or it's really easy to make that like, oh man, I'm back in the grind, 9 to 5. I've got to make that work. It's so easy. And that's like one of the reasons I always say, like, I wear my dog tags because some days are going to flop out of my shirt. I'm like, remember, wait. Shit gets dumb, shit's hard, some stuff is really stupid. But wait a minute, dude. You're a bad motherfucker, man. Don't forget that. Don't forget that on Monday. Don't forget that. And then it comes back to, and then it's full circle. Right. And it's like, hey kids, you do what you want to do. Like, it doesn't matter what you want, what you think, what other people think of you. If you're doing what you want, I'm down. I don't care. Whatever you want, I want for you. As long as you want it passionately.
Right. That's awesome.
So it's like, like, find a way.
Right.
Make it work. Find a way or make one.
I really think that, just listening to you talk, and this is not me kissing ass, it's just me being honest. I really think that you've stepped into a role that you were meant for as far as training guys and being a mentor to guys, because listening to you, it sounds like a motivational speaker, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's awesome. And I really appreciate that.
I get like lost, I know I'm rambling. People are like, Jesus Christ, dude, this dude's like an asshole. But like, I swear to God, like I was 24 when I joined the Army. And I wanted to do it when I was 19 years old, and I let my family, I let friends talk me out of it, and I went those 5 years, between 19 to 24, of like feeling like I was just missing something. And then the second, as corny as it sounds again, the second I put on the uniform, I was like, this is everything. This is what I wanted. This is everything that I thought I was missing. This is why I went to school for criminal justice, and I thought I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I want to be a professional wrestler. I want to be the superhero. Like, I remember coming out, off the bus, dirty, smelled like shit, and Boy Scouts are selling whatever Boy Scout. They don't sell cookies. They sell like popcorn or some crazy
popcorn,
shit. Yeah. And they're sitting at like the PX trying to sell popcorn to these dingy, nasty soldiers coming out of the field or wherever we were coming from that day or whatever we were coming off of. And I just remember that these guys were like the sparkle, the kids of the sparkle. They're looking at G.I. Joes. They're looking at actual superheroes. They're looking at Captain America. And they're like, that's who I always wanted to be. I am the Vehicle City villain. Like, I am Aaron Orion. I am an American soldier. I am all this shit. Don't fucking forget it. I have to tell myself that every day. And that's what DTA is. And that's why I remind these guys, there's something special about them, because I maybe not know what it is, but there's something special about them. And all I can do is maybe hope that I can open a door, crack a window, and they can find out what it is.
That's awesome. So before we get out of here, go ahead, throw out your social media and whatever shows you want to, tell people about.
So it's Facebook.com/Aaron Orion, Facebook.com/Death Threat Army. On Instagram, it's DT Aaron Orion. Twitter, I don't know why, but Aaron Orion is taken somehow. It's very weird. I don't know how that shit happens. But and then Twitter is Aaron Orion, and then shows you have coming up. I'm going to be down at Rockstar in Dayton. I'm not sure if I'm on the show, but I'm going, because I don't care if I've been wrestling for 10 years or I've been wrestling for 2 seconds. I'm going to go. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show them that I give a fuck and I won on these shows. So I'll be there in Rockstar, and then we'll go from Rockstar in Dayton all the way down to Kansas City, where we're going to tear it up and fucking kill it at Journey Pro. And then we're going to come all the way back up here. We're going to be at Independence Pro, and it's going to be myself versus my student, my best friend, Carm. I'm going to beat that motherfucking ass all over. Goddamn rig.
Nice.
And then from there, we're going to wrap it up, and then I'm going to be at home with my kids, and we're going to enjoy the sun and the sunshine that we have, and hopefully everything's going to be fucking amazing. We're going to be able to go to the lake, do all the bullshit that you want to do as a dad.
Right, amen.
And we're going to fucking wrap it up, and the next thing you know, we're going to be, at Chainsaw coming up that Friday. And
You're full.
everywhere. Hey, everywhere. So, yeah, for real, you just got to go to Facebook.com/Aaron Orion, find the dates, because off the top of my head, I'm not going to remember them. So
Right.
be there, motherfucker. I don't know.
Right, and I'll put down there in the description of the video. I'll put the the Facebook and the Twitter and stuff like that. So, all right, well, thanks so much, dude. I really appreciate it. I've been really trying to get you on. I'm really serious when I tell you I really like what you're doing with DTA and helping giving these guys somewhere to go. So thanks so much.
And thank you for believing in DTA. Thanks for being for the brand, all that shit. I don't know how you sign this shit up, but hey, man, thanks for.
We are the Death Hard Army. Vehicle City villain Aaron Orion.
Black Diamond Jack Price.
The Wild Child Jody Threat.
And weaponized Alex Weir. And you're watching Rasslin Rage live on Friday nights at 8 o'clock on YouTube.